In life, there are certain things you just don't do. In a casino, a dealer doesn't underdeal. Everything is always open. If you're at an airport, you don't make jokes with the TSA, especially if you look like this. If you're a guitar YouTuber, you don't use the word best, because that word is very heavy, right? And every video you put out stays out, right? So there's perpetuity, there's a timeline and things like that. So to honor this, I'm gonna go and say, this is the best zonk there is today, period. We'll look at the Civilization Machine by Happening Effects. What is up, YouTube? My name is Buddy Blues, and it's Small Business Tuesday again. Today we look at the Civilization Machine by Happening Effects, and it's difficult to say the word best. So, I have played an original Zonk Machine, which is what this is based off of. We'll get this in a second. I have played an original one, a real one from the 68, I think, 67, something like that. I played it at a guitar show, and it was in tip-top condition, blah, blah, blah. I think they were asking $3,000 for it. It sounded amazing. It sounded great. And this kind of sounds better. I don't know what it is. It's less noisy. It's because it's the same parts. He's using the same parts as the 60s. So it should be identical, which it is in sound. It's just sounds better, less noisy. If you don't know what a zonk is a type of fuzz that's not usually what you've A, seen on this channel, B, are used to hearing. A zonk has a very distinct sound. Doyle Bramhall II is synonymous for this. And I bet you, I'm going to talk like a hipster now for a second. I bet you Doyle Bramhall II is going to end up with these one of these days. I guarantee it, because that's the sound he wants. So Doyle, if you're watching, give Happening Effects a call. Tell them I sent you. Like we're friends. So a zonk has a very distinct sound. It's very choked. No matter what you do, it seems like the bias is off on it, right? But it isn't. And it sounds glorious. It sounds so good. And it's one of those things where if you lower the volume on your guitar, it doesn't clean up and give you that glassy. That's for the silicon and silicon, whatever, and the germanium stuff. This, whenever you lower the volume, it chokes even more. And it's so damn good. What have we got? So faithful recreation of the JHS, not this guy, John Hornby Skews, which is the guy that invented these, the Zonk Machine. So everything's gonna be identical. You got a fuzz and you got a swell. Swell is volume. And if you go all the way this way, hear that? That is how you turn the pedal off for if you want to keep it plugged in, and there's a battery inside. It doesn't take a 9 volt. So there's a battery if you want to keep it plugged in on the board. What I do usually with stuff like this and big fuzzes, because they sound better, is I put them on the side. There's my board and I put it on the side, first pedal in. It's not going to be plugged in for that long. And the name of the pedal comes from the name of the song from the Plastic Cloud from 1968. It's about 9 minutes long of this, pretty much. So without further ado, let's play this thing. I'm going to play my FSC. It's over here, you can't see it. My FSC Highline ST, because when I first got it, that's the guitar that I plugged it into immediately. I used the FSC, the Silk Tone, and this. And that's what I want to recreate. I posted a video on Instagram. You should look at it. Let's get to it. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you have now heard the Civilization Machine, Zonk Machine, by Happening Effects, on this lovely Saturday. Isn't it so cool? Isn't it awesome? Isn't it swell? It's a very distinct sound. I've tried many Zonks, and I usually aren't friends with them. I don't gel with them. But this one just did it for me, and it did it so well, and he really deserves the recognition. He's good friends with Curtis, by the way, the guy from Mason Effects, and a huge thank you to Mark Hopkins, who demoed this as well, and he immediately called me and told me, you need to get in touch with this guy. You will love this fuzz. Tried to do my best to make it sound as good as Mark did, but no one can. So here's that for Mark. If this is your first Small Business Tuesday, welcome. If it's not, welcome back. What we do here is we try to give small businesses a voice in the music industry, mostly guitar stuff because I'm not good at anything else in life. If you're looking for a zonk, why not support a small business? Give these guys a call and be patient. It's one guy and he has to source all the parts. He has to source all the parts from the 60s. He has to time travel. No, really, he has to find people that are selling parts from the 60s that are NOS, new old stock, and then he will make you one for you. This was made for me. And that's really cool. Thank you to Happening Effects for sending me this. This was not a paid review, but they did send me the pedal. Thank you to Mark Hopkins for recommending this. And thank you for being here. I have been Buddy Blues. You have been the people of the blues. Until next time, thank you for watching.